Dear viewers, welcome to Sip and Chat. My name is Atem Sijin and this is Sip and Chat Extra. As we said earlier, Aleko Aguer. Aleko, by the way, is a journalist by profession and she's a mother. She's the founder of She Magazine. Am I wrong? Aleko is also a businesswoman. And of course, if you have seen some fruits around Juba, she's doing that business. Aleko, welcome to Sip and Chat Extra.
Thank you so much. Hi,
be loud. You're loud on Facebook. Come on.
I think it is that easy.
All right. Aleko, thanks for coming. As we said earlier, this interview or this conversation is all about intimacy and relationship. You know, as South Sudanese, we always mix things, and there's a way we used to behave before this modern society came in. So, and we're going to talk about intimacy and relationship. I want to ask you a very brief question. Let's dive in.
Okay.
Who's Aleko Aguer to start with?
Okay, Aleko Aguer, she's a journalist, she's a mother, a role model, a fighter, not in a bad way. It's like I'm that person that plan my things and I fight every way out just to get there.
Okay.
So that is who she is.
Alright. Aleko, what is the difference between intimacy and relationship? How can we differentiate? Because you know why I'm asking this question is very simple. Nowadays, you know, it takes days or even weeks or even a month for a relationship to turn into intimacy and like in a sexual way. Back in the days, it was not the case. You find that dating was not having any issue to do with sex. So what has changed and how do you define this in this context we are in today?
Well, I come from both worlds. Have lived in the other, almost our mother's period time. And I'm in this modern life now. So I dated back in the time of no telephones, no, it was just more of someone have to travel for 2 hours, depend with where he is to where you are, then you talk, if like you will not even come and welcome him immediately. He will come and stay there for few minutes to tell you when is he supposed to come and see you again, then he will go. Maybe you'll give him Saturday if it is on Monday, then you will wait for that day if anything goes wrong, like that. So that was like that time period of no like telephone communication. Yes, exactly. Then we went into letters, writing letters. It was still that stone age a little bit. Then it comes to this time where we're like having telephones and everything. So a lot have changed actually. I married in this era of telephone and internet, you know. I married almost 10 years ago. And the whole thing is, the difference between today and before is that during our time, our mother's time, there was this respect. You have to respect yourself as a girl, you have to respect yourself as a man. Intimacy was meant for people who are already married. So you have to keep it until when you're married. This is when you'll have sex with a woman or with that man. There was nothing that was just random. But today,
what has changed? What has changed? Because this is the question. It's not bad.
Okay.
We're not saying that it's bad for people.
A lot of things have changed. First, today, there's this easy communication. And there's this easy going out, sitting in corners, touching each other and all that. Those things immediately they lead to that ground of having sex and all that. And today they are very open-minded. They know how to do birth control. They know how to protect STDs. They use condoms. They use contraceptive pills and all that. And those things were not during my days and my mother's days.
You have to abstain completely.
You have to be like zero off, because if you just dive in with that inexperienced guy who might not even know how to do it, then definitely that is pregnancy. And when you're pregnant, it is a shame to your family. For those of us who have gone to school, you will definitely drop out of your school and you will have no future that you have already planned in advance.
Wow,
so there was that fear for all those stuff.
Okay, which is not the case right now. So Aleko, is it a must to be intimate, to show love? Because nowadays, even some people of my age believe that if you date a girl and you don't become intimate, that girl doesn't love you. Some women also take it as a chance to hold men down. They feel like if they have sex with you, then they're able to keep you as a man. Then some men also want to have sex with women for them to know that this woman loves him. Is it a justification of love to have sex?
It is not.
Okay. So you can love without having sex until marriage?
You can love without sex until marriage. So, and it is not a sin also to have it. Let me be flexible a little bit. It is not a sin to have it, and it is not it is not a justification that you love somebody to give your body to him or to her.
Yeah.
It has to be like, it depends with how you plan your life. Some people, if you plan, fine, I want to do this. But there's something they call 90 days rules, 90 days rule, it applies in a new relationship. Like if you meet somebody today, you don't need just to rush in. You have to give her or him that 90 days. In those 90 days, you will know how does this person react. Is he the right person for you? Because 90 days, it looks so little, but it is a lot. You can scan someone's future.
Within 90 days?
Within 90 days, they will tell you their plans if they are straightforward people. They will tell you why do they even love you and what are their plans for you. So if you don't see yourself in his plans, why would you go to bed with them? There's no need. There's no need.
So what do you do in these 90 days? What happens within 90 days? As a lady, a man approaches you and you give him 90 days. What are the steps you will take within these 90 days to know that person very well?
Okay, within 90 days you can chat. You can go out.
For dates?
For a date. You can even kiss. There's no problem. But you don't die.
Within 90 days you can kiss?
Yeah.
How many days? After how many days of dating?
It's not after how many days it can be. Maybe after a week. It depends with how you want to know.
Okay.
Because practicals are also good, to be honest. You need to know if this person has a fresh mouth. If he's not having any fresh mouth, and then you don't need to wait for 90 days. If it's dirty, he's not that person has planned his life. You drop him or you drop her because it's all about future.
Yeah. So this 90 days is all about getting to know somebody.
Getting to know.
And also, being respectful of the fact that you are still studying each other.
Exactly.
What is your advice to these young girls outside today? Because I've seen people falling in love, and it's not bad. Love at first sight, and things happen, and they get married, and they're living a good life. But I've seen people getting married because simply they had sex. It was not planned. What do you think can be your advice to both boys and girls outside there? 90 days is okay, but is it, as a mother, as a lady who has been in 2 generations, who has seen the past life of our elders and this life we're living now, what could be your advice to these young ones?
Okay, try the 90 days rule. Within this 90 days, know him, know her. Within these 90 days, know what are his or her plans. Within these 90 days, no problem, you can kiss him.
Okay.
But don't go to bed with him or with her.
Okay.
Wait, respect yourself, because having self-control is also part of being that good person. I know it doesn't hurt to control yourself, but try to control. Because when you control yourself, it's really good. It will let you know that person more. Fine. If you cannot manage the 90 days and you dive in, if all went well, then it is okay. But if you got heartbroken in the process before you finish your 90 days, know that Aleko have warned you. You have to do the 90 days, because within 90 days, you might even break up. Anything is possible. So if a woman is not patient to wait for that 90 days, or if this boy is not ready to wait for these 90 days, and then it means he or she cannot be like faithful in the near future.
Exactly. And after 90 days, what next?
Okay.
You have managed, you've kissed, and you've gone on for 90 days.
Well,
is it now okay to go ahead and have sex after 90 days?
Yes, after 90 days, it is not also a must to have sex. It depends with your plans. If you are above 18, if you are at a university level, you know what you're doing, then you can plan.
Okay.
It has to be like, you don't need to go to bed just because someone wants you or you feel like having it with him or with her. You need to know, is this the right person? Because it involves it involves a spiritual kind of Once if you dive into somebody, there are a lot of things at the background at a spiritual level that will be connected and we don't know. So if this person was that evil, then you involve in these evil activities. So the whole thing is, I'm not saying I'm very holy, no.
No,
the whole thing is, we have to know exactly. You have to see at all angles. See it at a spiritual level. See it at your personal level. See it even financial level. Because if you dive in and you get pregnant and he's not there to sustain your life and you're the new person that will bring into ease and your life, then definitely that's a mess. So you have to think what are the end goal results before you do it.
Excellent. Very good. Now, we don't talk about sex, Aleko. In our community, we rarely talk about sex.
And that's where we
and that's why we say this is viewers' discretion, because it is 18 years and above content.
I know.
And I'm very happy to say that we also have a Ajakguong media here with us. And we also have Voice of Reconciliation FM here with us. And this is quite interesting to tell you. And I want to know from you exactly, what do we do to improve our sex education outside there? What do we do? Because our girls don't talk to their boys. Our mothers don't talk to their girls. And our men don't talk to their boys. Is there something we need to do to improve on this?
During our mother's time, they were not even talking about this thing. We come from this creative community whereby people hide out from the reality. This is it. This is going to bind somebody, but you don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
In our life today, we have to talk about sex because it is related to a lot of things.
Yeah.
During our fathers and our mothers' time, there were no these sexual transmitted diseases.
Exactly.
They were very okay. If a son of so marry a daughter of so, they will stay for the rest of their lives without any complications. But today, a son of so and so is in your life, is bringing you or you're giving him the virus or anything, and at the end of it, you disagree, you break up, you pick the daughter of so and so. And this is how we end up spreading the virus and diseases,
Yeah.
So we have to be serious as parents and as guidance to these children of today. We have to open up. We need to talk about it.
Okay. Aleko, our culture allows men or women to date 3-4 girls. No, to date 3-4 boys. Like in our culture, it's normal. A girl will be in their house and she's dating like 5 men. And it is culturally acceptable in our culture. What do you say about that? My opinion is that it might have contributed to the confusion we have today. Because human nature and human brain is different. So what do you say? Is it okay to date more men simply because we're still dating? Or do we have to adapt to the new situation of committing to one, when you break up, you move on?
During my time, if I say my time, I go back to the past. During my time in 2000 and something, I was dating using this natural, they call it cultural traditional dating. You can date like 3 to 4 boys. But during our time, it was more of you date these guys, 3 of them, they will come with your brothers will know you, your sisters will know them. So it will be more of them and us talking. It even went far to this point, like if they want to make you pregnant, it will be a group discussion. The 3 guys will come, the guy who's dating you with his brothers, and they talk about it. And if you say no, we have this future plan that can be cancelled down if we get pregnant. We even use it because it was a community thing, not a personal thing.
Okay.
But today's kid, this is my
it's my life.
I know. So, and then to come back to the point, it is not bad to date a lot of people, and it is also not good. It depends with how you prevent yourself. You can know somebody and you don't get intimacy.
Yeah.
And then that is okay. If things doesn't go well, you break up.
So should we avoid our modern way of dating, our old way of dating, and adapt to the new situation we're in now?
We have to be careful with how we are handling it. Because if we're jumping from this girl to this girl in the name of knowing 3 of them at a go, that is being jumpy. It doesn't help.
That's being jumpy.
Yes. So the best thing is focus on one person.
Okay. There are questions here. Someone is saying, I've never heard of 90 days rule. Aleko must be a specialist.
Yes. I'm older than you. Tell that person that she's older than you.
Alright, okay. Also, there's another comment that what if I am the most romantic guy despite my odors? I brush my teeth once a week.
Ooh, you brush your teeth once in a week and you think you're romantic? You stinky, baby. That's terrible.
Esther Namegabe is saying that the 90 days rules is nice and all about but I don't think it is a kind of guarantee. Also, I don't think if you sleep with a boyfriend, future husband, before 90 days, it means you are going to cheat on him. Please explain more the connection between the two. 90 days is not about cheating. It's about being reserved and getting to know someone.
Exactly.
And then, not rushing things. In 90 days, many things can happen.
Yeah.
You might not even end up together. And if you attract things, then you end up being heartbroken, right? Is that what you can say to this person?
Yeah, 90 days rule is not all about sex. It's all about knowing each other, knowing your plans, knowing if this person is the right person for you.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work out, then you go your way.
Okay.
He goes his way. If things worked out, then you can date. You know, I have to be honest, when I was dating, I even finished my high school before jumping to bed with any man, and that's reality, because I come from a community where you know somebody and somebody know you. Well, I started having it when I was in when I was in university.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I wasn't sick because I didn't make out or I didn't dive in with any man. I was okay. They could come, they would talk. Sometimes I break up with the rest, they still come back. Because you know the important thing with men is them knowing why is she refusing this gold? How special is that? So they would want to know during my time. It's not today's men. So during my time, they would want to know exactly. Because you're dating these 2 guys or 3 guys and they know each other.
Yes.
You make a mistake, you sleep with this guy. We know he have a cousin that is related to the other guy. He went and said, we eat her up. We eat her up. So when you break up with him, my friend, you're done. They will go and spread it like a wildfire. Yeah, that was it. So the best thing to do today is not more of having sex. It's more of preserving yourself. Know this person properly.
Okay.
Is he the right person? Is she the right lady? Does he or she even come from a good background? Because today people don't care about backgrounds, but during my time you care about backgrounds. In Africa culture tradition, you have to know this person, he come from a clean background. It's not being rich, it's more of being clean.
Integrity.
Exactly. Sticking to what you promise. Is this person someone from a witchcraft background? I'm sorry, I'm not hurting anybody.
That is cultural background check.
Yes, exactly. So you have to go thorough. You have to know properly. And if he's having anything that is not supposed to be good, because back in the days, people who come from the same background, if they are witches, they should marry themselves. If they are clean, they should marry themselves. But I'm not saying that it has dissolved today. No, it's still there. So we still have people who come from those backgrounds. And the best thing to do is ask your parents. Is this person the right person? Is he having a good background? And if yes, there's no problem. Sex comes later.
Okay. What is your clinical advice to young ladies outside that avoid temptations? Because I know men will say all the sweet things in this world to put you on bed. What do you tell these young girls? Because you have gone through the same things. People sit you down and they want to convince you, but you manage until university, right? What's your advice to these young men, young boys, young girls? How can they manage to avoid these temptations? Because men will tell you even and hard to make sure they get a piece of you. So what's your advice to these young girls? They need to know how to avoid such situations, right?
Okay. The whole thing is that guy, if he's into you, he will love you, and he love everything about you, he will wait. He will wait. No one have died because he have sex or she have sex or he didn't have it or they have it. I'm mixing it up. No one died because they did not have sex. No. You will live as long as you want. But the whole thing is that person the right person to do it with? What if they dump you? What if they infect you? If they are sick? So the whole thing to these young girls is have your plans. Because if you have plans in life, honestly, you will always focus. If your school is the focus point, focus on it. Tell this guy, okay, you have to wait. If there is no any reason, because I know people will say, today we are ahead, we have preventive measures, then be sure if this preventive thing that you're going to do, will it help you? And what if you're done? Because I'm so scared because I was once heartbroken. I've lost my husband.
I know.
And it is more of, it breaks my heart every single day when I think about love and everything. So, and the whole thing is, I have to be honest, like when I was at the university, we have it. Then we get married after that.
Which was good, at least you got married.
It didn't dumb me. But what if in case he could have done me?
Emotionally, you would have been tortured.
Whoa. And those cases, they have happened. There are so many people that were dumped because they had it with their boyfriends or with their
and things didn't work out.
Things didn't work. So the whole thing is, I'm not trying to squeeze your life, but I'm trying to at least share it. It's all about plans.
Okay, Dawa Jang is saying, we must face the fact that our society has been very efficient in crafting colloquialism for transactional sex. We have moved from gold digger, friends with benefits, sugar daddies, and cross-generational sex. What does Aleko make of this?
The cross-generational
sex? Yeah.
Well,
friends with benefit, gold digger.
I know.
Okay,
the friend with benefits, it depends. But it depends with who are you.
Yeah.
So if you're a gold digger, definitely you'll meet a gold digger. Because you know this thing called karma, it deals with you very well. You will shit on me today because you're a gold digger. In the next few weeks or the next few months, God will give you a better gold digger that will even give you and leave you without nothing. So the whole thing is, what are your plans to with anybody? Okay. Are they fewer? And if in case they are not, know that you will still get it ahead of you.
What goes around comes around.
Exactly.
Okay, there's another question here. 90 days is not enough, my dear sister, and 4 months to 6 months is better. 4 months to 6 months.
Okay, the whole thing is you can even go for a year.
Or even more.
Or even more. Because when I was doing a traditional dating, I had dated people for 4 years. I just wish I can call out their names. I've dated them. We didn't even have it. But they're still there in our community today. They respect me. I respect them. Their wives respect me. And I respect their wives. And when I date in today's life, I date him and I marry him. And that was it. So the whole thing is, I'm not saying I'm holy. Still, I would say, because I know people will say, oh, she thinks she's holy. I'm not holy. And that's why I was like, yeah, I had it and still he married me. Yeah. So the whole thing is, know it. Is this the right person to do it with him? Yeah, and not to forget the they call what? Transgender kind of
generational sex.
Okay, so it goes to lesbianism and gayism. Well, we don't discuss that in our community.
We don't talk about it.
And I don't think we're ready to talk about it. Because if we are not talking about the normal woman and a man, natural to have it in a best way, it's a little bit harder. But we will talk about it. There's no problem. The whole thing is it benefiting?
Some they will say yes, it's benefiting.
Yes. So if it is benefiting to you, keep it at your within your room. Don't go out because it is not legalized here. So it is illegal actually to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you will not fall inside the feed, then that's you. If you will not ban yourself of your own, because I know this community, we will talk about this son of so or the daughter of so, they involved in these activities, and they will compose songs about you. I'm not creating it. It's something you know.
Yeah, we have songs outside there.
They compose songs about you that you're a gay or you're a lesbian. At the end of the day, you would want to marry the daughter of so and so again, and your kids, they will talk about it and about it. You know, we're here to protect generations.
Yeah.
We come from generations that had protect themselves properly, and we also need to protect today and our children tomorrow. Okay. So, is the person hanging around you, is he the good person? Know that. We come from families that are known, and you too. So know your family, respect your family. If this is what your family is supposed to appreciate. If not, don't be so selfish. The I thing is really destroying a lot of things today. Definitely. This is my life, this is my pussy. Fine, but is it helping your community? Is it helping you and your family? That's it.
That should be the question. It's not all about being yours. It is yours, of course, but how does it help people around you?
Yeah, helping you and helping the rest.
Okay, Ajakguong Alpha is saying, that is my sister, with love.
Thank you.
And Esther Namigabe, I love the topic. It's really good. Sorry I didn't start from the beginning. Is your opinion more related to region or culture? Of course, it's linked to our cultures.
Yeah. Africa cultures are not far from each other that much.
Yeah.
So it can be like at the angle of South Sudan, but it can cover Africa because we come from families that self-protection or respect for the family.
Yeah. It is African is one thing that we don't joke about, right?
Exactly. Things to do with sex and love and backgrounds and all that.
Akol Madwog is saying currently it is difficult to do background checks for the partners who come from different places in terms of distance. How do you do background checks for that case?
Okay, the whole thing is I'm a Dinka from Bor and I've married a man from Bantu. Yeah. That is Bull community. But when we were dating, I know after his 10th generation, I have friends from Nuer. I have aunties that are married to Nuer 50 years ago. So I asked, is this person, is he from a right person? Connected to checking exactly the things I said earlier, witchcraft and all that. I talked to my own parents and I talked to all the relatives. Is this person a good person? Yeah. If there was a no, I would have not make it. Because
so
I believe I did. So there is nothing, today's culture does not stop you from knowing somebody. Even if he or she comes from a different community, try to know that person, because in that community there are people who know that person.
Exactly.
So dig deeper.
Okay, Ajang again is saying this topic is very interested. Tuja Atem Maria is saying very interested show of today.
Thank you.
And Analytic Maboto Gudakal Jr. Aleko, thanks for the topic. What can you tell the young girls who are so interested in wealthy men in the town? Very good question.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not about love.
Yeah.
It's about iPhone 13, Pro Max, or they call it, I don't know by the way, and other materials. What is that like this kind of women in this generation?
Okay. My advice to them is that dating somebody that is wealthy just for the sake of his money is not good. I have to be honest with you. You will challenge me. I know you might not get whatever that you want in life.
Yeah.
But as a young girl, if you're still young, okay. I'm almost 38 and I've struggled all my life. I didn't inherit anything from anybody. I know my mom have tried to do her best to support me during the war because dad used to be in the front line and all that. So I didn't have that fatherly help, you know. But it didn't let me go straight. My focus was to finish Form 4. After Form 4, I was having a plan to finish university. And after my higher diploma, 3 years later, I married this guy. He wasn't wealthy, but his dad was rich. I didn't even know his dad was rich.
Yeah.
But I learned it later. But the whole thing was, he loved me.
And you love him.
I love him. That was the best line. After that, we went ahead. After we get married, he could receive his small salary. That was, I think, 850 SSP then.
That time.
Then that was a lot of money then, but today it's nothing.
Yeah.
And he gave me the money. I bring my salary. I was working with one of the UN agents, and I bring my salary. We put them together and be like, what are your plans? What are my plans? It wasn't a very wealthy life, but we were happy with what we had because we have to plan and put it on our top priorities.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, when you're running after that month, what if that person infects you? Fine, you will get the iPhone, you will get the money, you will get the car, but you will get away with that thing. HIV is not a joke. You will pick it up and you will destroy your life. You will die younger. And he's old at his age. He have his kids. He's having all the cars and everything. He have enjoyed his life. What about you? You will die younger. Think at that angle.
Okay.
If that is not the case, this person, sorry.
That's okay.
This person will drop you.
You can go ahead. It's okay.
Or marry you, but you will not get the love.
Yeah.
You will not get the love because this person is older than you. You will get all the money. But after that, if he's not taking a shower because he's very old, or he's not brushing his mouth because he's old, you'll not tell him, uncle, go to bed. And you'll not tell him, Aki, baby, go and take a shower, because he will refuse definitely and you will do nothing about it. But if he's your age mate or someone who is 3 years older than you, 5 years older than you, you will dingle around. Oh, baby, go and take a shower. Baby, brush. And after that, your life will be enjoyable. So think of the risk of getting yourself into loving an old person. It also goes to these young guys, my brothers, who leave these women alone. They are not your standard. I know they have the money. I know that you can turn them 360 degrees. But stop it. You will get issues. You will die younger. Look at that angle of death. Don't you want to achieve anything for yourself and your children? Think at that angle.
Aleko, if someone doesn't know you that much and sees you online, you know, they will have an opinion about how you post and your comments. And I've been part of following you, and I've known you on a personal level since Kenya. And someone who doesn't know you might take you for a bad person. What is your advice to those who don't know you but they see you on Facebook? You have good following on Facebook, and you talk about everything. You talk about all the things we're talking here. What is your advice to those who don't know you but they misquote you for what you're saying? To be culturally out of context, what do you tell them?
The whole thing is, I'll not tell them anything to know me, or I'll not tell them anything to convince them. Because their judgment depends with what they see. So if they think she's a bad person, I'm a bad person, and I'm not going to change that from them.
That's what they think about you.
Yeah, that's it. I'll not change them in any way. Also, I've traveled. I've gone to many places in the world. I've gone to America, South Africa, so many places, Japan, and they have different cultures. I've attended a lot of leadership trainings, and those things, they have changed how I think, how I view things. So nobody can put me in this small box of a community thinking I'll do whatever that pleases them to feed in their eyes or whatever it is. It is not possible. Okay. So I'll do me. If it fits you, fine.
If it doesn't
help you, thank you.
Esther is saying that I think it is okay to get rid of what we call harmful tradition.
Yes.
It is not everything that our parents, grandparents used to do that was good, especially related to sex and marriage. I agree with this.
Yeah.
Our cultures are not that perfect, but we can pick what is good in our cultures and drop what we think is not right. So I think you can also agree with that.
Yes. Okay. No problem. Well, that's it. That's reality.
That post was crazy.
I wanted actually to know because I've never worn any artificial nails. You can see my nails; those are natural. I don't even apply the Q-Tex. Well, it's not a problem. I do sometimes. But the whole thing is, are those nails hygienic? What if you scratch something bad? You go and dip your hand into that pot, and you infect your own self.
And
is that
there are too many STIs nowadays.
I know, but the whole thing is, I've got some few reaction from my female friends.
They say
they're not sharp like natural nails. It is not bad. It is just normal. It's just like any other natural nails. But that's their choice. I respect their choice. I have no problem. Who want to wear artificial nails, wigs, all that? I have no problem. The whole thing is, does it have consequences? And if yes, why are you doing it? If no, keep on.
Okay. Aleko, how are you going to raise your daughter?
What?
Because I have issue with how our girls are being raised. You find that when a girl joins the adulthood, the best they can do is to just women buy soda and pray, and that is enough.
I know, that's terrible.
They don't talk about sex.
I know.
And these girls will get to experience it by themselves. How are you going to treat your girl as she turns 17, 18?
Okay. It goes back to my personal experience when I was at puberty and I started having my menses. I didn't know that that was something like a change in my body.
Yeah.
I thought it was an accident, so I came running to my mom like, "Mommy, I could see some blood in my panty. I think I'm sick." And she's like, "Calm down, sit here. I've told you not to move with these big girls. You see what I said?" Like as if I was not going to be there, even if I don't move with big girls. But that was.
So you had no idea. You had no idea about
it. I have nothing. So when it comes to my daughter later, I'll even start talking to her when she's at least 12.
Okay.
I'll start talking to her.
How to clean herself, how to know her body.
Everything. How to talk to people. She's already there already. I'm talking to her. She's 3.5, and I'm talking to her. We could have this natural communication. But when she becomes big later, I'll talk to her about everything.
Everything.
Even sex, I'll talk to her when she's at least 12 or 15. If I know she can understand and digest whatever I'm telling her, I'll talk to her.
Okay.
Even when I was after my wedding night, the first wedding night, these women came and they want to talk to me about this virginity and everything.
How did you react?
I pretend. I was like, okay, they talk. The next thing is
they spent the white bed sheet.
No, I was like, we don't need it. Because the whole thing is, we know who we were. So, and at the end of it, they have it. So I'll not tell my daughter, don't be a virgin. It's just good to be a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she'll preserve her virginity for her man, I'll love it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll talk to her about everything.
All right.
Yeah.
What about your boys? Because it's not about girls here. It's about everybody.
Exactly. The first thing, what I say that I'll start talking to her when she's 12, I'll talk to all my kids. I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a daughter. Inshallah, that's the end of it. Or maybe inshallah I might have it, but this is it.
Okay. So, that's a dream, huh?
Yeah.
You're giving us a dream.
So with my kids, I'll talk to them. The first thing that will drive me to talk to them is not about loving sex or about talking about just sex. I'll talk about the issues that come with connecting with other people, of which the STDs and all this are involved, and the purity at a spiritual level. And this person will respect a spirituality, by the way, because anything you do in a normal physical form, you can really face it in a spiritual form if you're very conscious.
Yeah.
It depends with who you are. So I talk to my kids on the connectivity of physical and the spiritual, the connectivity of physical and their health. So I'll focus on the health. Then after that, they will just be great people.
Okay.
They'll be great.
What do you say about dressing? Women are being victimized for putting on miniskirts. Sometimes we call them names. Is dressing having any connection with being a prostitute or being immoral in our community?
No, it is not. I grew up wearing trousers. I grew up in a refugee camp whereby people, it was not different from any village. It was more of a village. But I'm this person who's a little bit open-minded, so I was wearing whatever that suited me. I'm blessed with aunties that could go abroad and bring me stuff that were not similar to what my age mates were wearing. But I was all over wearing my trousers, short skirt and everything. It didn't make anything bad on me. In high school, we were wearing uniforms, and during breaks we could wear normal clothes. So until when I came to Juba after my high school in 2007, 2008, I was wearing everything. I received a slap from another person for wearing a trouser, and I take it down, I relax, I didn't shout back, but after today I hate it. Because our community perceive, like if somebody is wearing it bad, they call it bad because it is short or it is not into their context. But the reality is we come from a naked community, we have to be honest. Dinka have never invented any clothes, okay, Malish. They were wearing skins, Malish. But today, if somebody is wearing whatever that suits them, the whole thing is control yourself if you're a man. That's it. It starts at a personal control. Control your tongue, control your zip, and everything about you. Immorality is not good. So immorality starts with how you think. So if you see somebody wearing their short clothes and start having a lust toward them, then definitely you're the bad person. She's not the bad person. It's not her dress, it's your problem. Yeah, exactly. Command our community perceive if a woman is wearing a short clothes, she will not be married or she. That's not true.
You're wedded.
I was wedded officially. My husband, I'm so proud about this new guy. He has paid 225 cows for me wearing my short skirt and trousers. But do you know the whole thing? It's because I'm educated. So the whole thing, send your girls to school. It's not preventing them from wearing whatever that they're wearing. Let them go to school. Allow them to study. And at the end of it, either they're wearing short or they're wearing long, they will give you the cows you want and they'll bring the husband that will suit them and make them happy.
May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
And I know he might be watching this now whenever he is, and it's proud of you, honestly speaking.
Thank you.
I followed your wedding, it was quite interesting. You guys were seriously in love, but unfortunately, God works in different ways.
I know that.
And He knows you're a very strong woman. So someone is saying here that Alek is solid. She's not a joke, as widely mistaken through her post here on Facebook.
Sure.
People are getting to know. By this, Sip and Chat is all about telling stories. We don't do interviews, we converse. And it's good to bring out the best in everyone and get to know ourselves. I can judge you because of what you post on Facebook, but I don't know you.
Exactly.
So it's good to know people, but don't draw conclusions because someone posts something. And also I enjoy your posting because they're very educated to me. I don't think they're jokes, I think they're educated. Tell us briefly, like now that we are here, we're talking about sipping and chatting extra. You're going to go out later. If some girls, young girls who are curious and they want to learn, come up to you and ask you questions about sex, will you be able to advise them?
Yes, I'll advise them.
Okay. And what are you going to tell them? Like, most of the girls would want to experience because they are curious. Young age, when I was turning into an adult, I was so curious about many things. I want to try everything because I lack information. And in Kakuma, there was this lady called Mary. I don't know whether you know about her. Mary came to Kakuma refugee camp and she realized that women don't know about themselves. And she came with a mirror and asked ladies to start seeing themselves in mirror. And she was chased away by the community. She's teaching our girls bad manners. I don't know if you can recall that story.
I've heard of it, and I know I'm also bad news to somebody. But the whole thing is, information is power.
Exactly.
If you tell these young girls the consequences that will come with their choice, then definitely you have already empowered her.
Exactly.
So it's not about telling her to open her legs. It's all about telling her to close it even tighter. Make it tight. Yeah, exactly. It's not about her having sex. It's about her knowing what she'll get after having that sex. So the whole thing is telling these young girls the reality. Our community shy away from telling the reality. But the whole thing is, if you let someone know the reality, you have already empowered them.
Abid is ask her why don't she wear fake hair or wigs? Do you put on wigs?
No, I don't remember.
Why?
But I do braiding. Back in the days, I can do my hair with tweeds and all that. But I think it comes with being comfortable with yourself. I'm comfortable with my skin. I'm comfortable with my natural hair. So it's more of me loving me too. It goes back to the me thing, So if it is something that is hurting nobody, and then there's no problem. I can afford the wigs, but I don't like it.
You have been calling us names on Facebook. Alia, I'm going to make my dreads like those Alia Aguer and all that story. It was fun. Are you putting on the dress anytime soon?
This is a dread actually.
But
so when I do it later, it will be a dread.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I also asked you that time that since you're putting bread, we're also putting bread downstairs.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay. Aleko, we're coming to the end of the program, and I would like to say thank you for your time. Before you go, there's one question we ask here all the time. What are the 3 things that people don't know about Aleko? 3 things that no one knows about you outside there.
Okay. The 3 things is that they don't know that I'm this woman who trusts myself more. Like, I focus on me financially. Me. It's all about me. Sweating. Like now I'm sweating on that street of Juba to make my own money. And they don't know that I'm very social online and I'm not very social in the community. Like I can spend a whole year without meeting or sitting on a table with friends, and I'm happy with it.
That is
I have no problem with it. These are 2. The 3rd one is that they don't know that this Aleko, I love giving charity. Like I do, but nobody knows about it.
Some of us close friends know about it. Okay, someone is saying HIV is skyrocketing in our country. What should we do about it? HIV is a killer. We don't talk about it.
We need to talk about it.
What do we do to improve on this? It's coming up from Cattle Council, right?
Exactly, and this is the next point I was going to talk about. Our people, they come with their cows and go back with HIV and AIDS. Do you know how sad that thing is? Because they'll come to Gumbo market, sell their cows, pick few thousands, meet these girls, foreign girls or foreign. I mean, you have to be honest, the foreign girls are the one in Gumbo making these activities. Dive in, go home, get this innocent woman. The husband is back, so you will not refuse. Have him, you have the virus. The husband died later, the brother-in-law shipped in and get the virus.
And infect the wife.
And infect himself and his wife. And it goes like that because we come from a culture of inheritance. So we need at least to talk about it. At a grassroots level, that is where our power is. Because if our people at the grassroots level start having these issues now, they are having them already, and we are not talking about them. We are collapsing because that is our foundation. So if our people could really collapse at the ground root, and we're here in the cities pretending we are enlightening every community. What community? Talk to your community.
About all this?
Yeah, everything. HIV, everything.
Now there's some drama here, out of South Sudan. Thanks, Aleko. My question is that now in Haisora, Gumbo and Shirkat, some young girls refuse men to wear cholding condom when eating alcoholic nuom. What can you tell those girls? Because now there is HIV/AIDS, Mr. Gonorrhea, and Mr. Syphilis. Okay,
my brother, if she refuses you to wear the condom, don't get in with her. That's a red card. It is a red line. Because the whole thing is, even if you do the test today and she's negative and you're negative, make sure you wear your condom.
Okay.
Then you do the test after 3 months again. Continue wearing your condom. The whole thing is, as long as you know you don't want her to conceive today, don't remove that thing. Don't remove it. It's a red line. Don't do it.
Good. Now let's talk about the fruits. You know, viewers, Sip and Chat viewers. Today with me is Ajakguong Media. With us here, we also have Voice of Reconciliation FM in Jungle Estate. And this is going to be played. And we're happy to read this to everyone. I want to tell you, Aleko is doing business. She's selling fruits, as she said earlier. I want her to tell you where you can get her fruits, and please do support her. She's taking care of her kids. She's an independent woman. She does her own things. So tell us, where do we get your fruits? Okay. And ask them to come and buy your fruits.
Okay, I sell at around the University of Juba. That is roundabout of Juba, going to Giada. So that is the first table after the roundabout. Things might change in the near future if somebody decides to be ahead of me. I have no problem with that. So that is Giada Road. We have one table. We have one table in Shedkat, but I don't want to talk about the Shedkat table right now. Let's focus on the Giada Road. And you can go ahead, buy fruits. They're healthy for you. They boost your immune system. But the whole thing is, to women there, try to do business. I'll not tell you to do the fruit business, and if you want to, do it. Because there is happiness in having your own money as a woman. You'll never be desperate for anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone is asking that, what do you think of payment of dowry in Jain culture? And I want us to end this, but questions are coming in. What do you think about payment of dowry in our culture?
Honestly, I'm this person who said, like, there was a post I posted my data and I was like, yeah, someone got to pay 500 cows, you know. But the whole thing is, logically, this thing, it drains families.
Yeah.
If you come from a family that you did not inherit anything from anybody, you will have to struggle. If you borrow, you will pay that money until you grow old. Yeah. So the whole thing is, we need to normalize this thing as a community.
Okay.
Someone, I'm not telling you impregnate them or run away with them. Make sure you ask their parents, and if they give you this daughter, you will pay as time goes. Because in Indian culture, you can even pay your wife using your own daughter's bride price.
Exactly.
So the whole thing is, pay whatever little that you have, but make sure their family give you this daughter. That is more of a blessing.
I hope they'll not impregnate her again.
I know. People are even telling me they're coming to the Giada brand for you. The whole thing is, I'm not searching. I'm content with my situation. I'm okay. I don't need anybody in my life right now. I'm taking care of my kids and I don't need any Purishula around, okay?
Alright.
Yeah.
By the way, they're also Purmura.
I know they are there, and that's why I was telling you, take care of them. It's up to you. I'm taking
Someone's
care
asking
of
you, do you do deliveries?
Yeah, I do deliveries. I have my contact on my Facebook background. That is Aleko Aguer. So you can check my line there, and you inbox me or you call me, and within a few minutes we'll give you whatever type of fruits you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Out of South Sudan, Aleko, your business is nice, but why you don't include raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries fruits? Because those fruits can help young infertile men, women. In fact, all fruits I have mentioned contain natural antioxidants and anti-nutrients, two components that greatly improve fertility for both men and women. Thanks.
Okay, that's reality. In the process, now eat the other fruit, they will boost your fertility. Because we don't have that fruits in the country. We bring our fruits from outside, and it depends with what we are supplied from the suppliers. So we buy whatever that they have and give it to you. But in the process, that's why I encourage people to go for agriculture, and we have our own fruits. Because if we just plant our fruits and our vegetables, we will not buy anything from the outside world, and it goes back to the security. Okay. Let's manage our security and we plan our things. Excellent.
We are coming to the end of the program. Once again, I would like to say thanks to Ajakguong Media for joining us today. Thanks to Voice of Reconciliation FM in Jungle Estate. And thanks to all the viewers who have contributed their questions, who have laughed with us at this moment. Sip and Chat is not a serious kind of a platform, but it's where we learn in a very comic way. And thanks, Aleko, for coming. If you have any last word you want to say to your viewers outside there, what could it be?
I'll tell the single women out there, there are so many single ladies out there, others by choice, others by natural choice, like my case, others have lost their husband in the war and all that. The whole thing is, take care of your kids. That's something I'll always tell you. Take care of your kids, because it goes to that point. You don't need to let your kid think that because their father is not here, that's why they're not having A and B. My sister, hustle and let your kids be the same like those kids who have their fathers.
Exactly.
Make sure you help your kids and ask for help if there is a way to ask. We will always be there on the improvements and everything and performance. And people were like, you guys will not cross the Ligogo river. There was between Form 4 and Form 3. And I was like, me, I'll go to Form 4. I'll make sure I'll pass. I'll go to Form 4 by all means, because I'm a chakuj, I'm a hammer. I'll hammer everything and I'll go. So it wasn't about that only. I have been hammering a lot of things in my life. I'm holding that chakuj even after right now. That's why I don't entertain Purchula.
Well, what's your plan after fruits stage? Mangar, Nakir, Malong?
My plans after the fruit is that I start the fruit business to help myself and my kids, and to finish my house. I finish my house right now. I'll rent it out very soon, and after that, now I'll have a big business. I'll have a bigger business. I'll not expose it right now because I'm this person who would want to say things when they're like on hand already. But I have beautiful plans. They will come in the next 1 year. So keep on waiting.
All the best. Thank you so much, guys. We'll end this show from here. And if you have not subscribed to Sip and Chat, please do go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to Sip and Chat, and also Sip and Chat Extra. This is a setting that will talk about sensitive topics we don't talk about in our communities. And I thought this is not the last time to be here. I think we'll call you next time to talk about other things in our communities. Thank you so much. God bless you, and thanks for coming.